My neck with the brick, I put that on my game. Boy, you ain't game, but you probably a snake. You niggas want peaches, you niggas is lames. I need me some change, I need me your chain. My neck with a kilo, I feel like Sub-Zero. My bitches is emo, my shirt with a kilo. 22K, I put that on my watch. And I watch for these haters, these niggas won't watch. Wrist is ice, yeah.
What guys, SomeMizuGaming here. Today I'll be giving you What If Naruto was a Titan Shifter part 11, and this will be the last part of What If Naruto was the Titan Shifter. So I know in the last few parts Naruto really hasn't been using his Titan ability like that. So yeah, I'll probably redo the series in the future. But after this video, you should either expect a Naruto group chat, what if Naruto was a code breaker, or what if Naruto had a Geass. Let's get started. So Naruto has just unlocked his KCM cloak. Him, Killer Bee, and Yamato leave the waterfall. And when they get out, they have a few guests. That would be Nagato and Itachi. Now, Nagato would immediately charge at Killer Bee and get into a fight with him. Naruto would get into a fight with Itachi. Naruto would be able to stun Itachi like long enough to go help Killer Bee and jump Nagato. Itachi then uses this time to make the clone come out of Naruto's stomach and use it to kill the Masukami himself. So now that Itachi is free from the animation, they proceed to fold Nagato. Now Itachi heads to where Kabuto is. Now Sasuke has just gotten finished killing some reanimated ninja in the forest. He then sees Itachi and he immediately recognizes him. So no word said, he jumps behind Itachi and tries to grab him with his Susanoo. Then Itachi slaps his Susanoo away with his, confirming that it's Itachi. So now Sasuke doesn't even say anything, he just follows Itachi. So then, when they get to where Itachi was heading, Kabuto senses them in stage mode. So now, they get into a fight with Kabuto and they eventually beat him using Izanami from Itachi. So now the reanimation jutsu is off, but Madara's doesn't go away because he's fucking Madara. So Naruto and Killer Bee arrive at the main battlefield. So now, Madara would fight all of the Shinobi Alliance and drop that massive meteor on their head. But some of them would survive since they had Naruto, Gora, Killer Bee, all of them protecting them. Then, Madara would then go to where Obito is and go to the Rain Village. Now, Naruto and Killer Bee would activate KCM and start running to the direction where they sensed Obito since they had telekinesis. What do you expect? So then, Naruto and Obito are in a collision course and they crash heads. And Naruto sees that the previous Jinchurikis are behind him. And then Obito would run away and bring Naruto and Killer Bee to a battlefield. Now, Kakashi and my guy were walking Naruto and Killer Bee, so they're surely alive after too. Now, Killer Bee would activate his 8-tails cloak and pull the rods out of the 3-tails neck. Then all the tailed beasts are charging up tailed beast bombs. And Killer Bee's tailed beast form has ran out. So Naruto goes into his mind state and fist bumps with Kurama, opening the seal and locking KCM2. Naruto then does a tailed beast transformation, blocking all of the tailed beast bomb. Then Naruto, while still inside of Kurama Link mode, will bite his hand, making a whole bunch of lightning come down from the ground. So now, Naruto, so say Naruto's Titan, it's Aaron's Titan, right? But he has blonde hair, and his hair isn't like long how Aaron's is. It's like how his hair is normal. It's like Minato's hair on his Titan. It's blonde, and he has a golden aura around him. So then, Naruto's turn and proceeds to body every single Terry Beast day. So then, Naruto would charge at Obito about to step on him. So when Kakashi has straight on, his and this mysterious man's abilities are matched. Like, somehow, it's like they have the same eye. So then, when Kakashi predicts that Obito is about to use Kamui, Kakashi Kamui's away Naruto's foot. So Naruto would stomp Obito, killing him. So now, Naruto would revolt back to base form and climb on his tail. And the Titan body disintegrates. They see that it was Obito who killed him. Now, Kakashi and Might Guy are grieving a little bit, but they be like, he was an enemy of humanity. He had to go. So then, Madara has already summoned the Ten Tails and is raining upon the Shinobi forces. So then, Naruto, Guy, Kakashi, and freaking Killer Bee arrive. Now, just as they arrive, they see the Ten Tails about to shoot a tailed beast bomb. But then, suddenly, it disappears and there's a huge explosion in the ocean. And then, suddenly, a kunai appears, and it's Minato and the other three Kage. So then, Hashirama makes his deity gates, trapping down the Ten Tails. Then, Naruto would activate his Kurama Link mode. Sasuke would then appear. Seems like you're late, Sasuke. Then Sasuke would activate his Susanoo. Then Naruto would go into his Attack Titan transformation while in Kurama state. And they would rush at the Ten Tails, just unloading on the Ten Tails. Then Naruto, he picked up the Ten Tails. He was able to pick up the Ten Tails and throw it away. So now Naruto goes back to his normal form. Now the Ten Tails is temporarily away from the battlefield. Now they just have to beat Madara. Then Madara would absorb the Divine Tree, basically so that he's not a Ten Tails in Cherokee, but he has Yin Yang release, so he can't be damaged by anything except for Taijutsu and Senjutsu. So then, Madara is absolutely bodying the Shinobi forces. Then, Tobirama puts a seal on the back of Naruto. Then Minato would throw a kunai behind Madara and somehow touch Madara in the back. Now, Naruto would go into siege mode and then teleport on top of Madara and Rasengan run him down. Then they would teleport back to the original places. The Ten Tails would come charging back. Naruto doesn't have time to turn into a Titan, so he immediately goes into Kurama Link mode and punches the Ten Tails in the eye. The Ten Tails then grabs his hand and throws him over. But when he throws him over, Sasuke Susanoo comes out of nowhere and kicks the Ten Tails in the face, sending it flying back. But then Madara would body flicker to where the Ten Tails was and would absorb it. So now Madara is the Ten Tails in Cherokee. But then suddenly, Black Zetsu would stab Madara in the back with his hand. Then Madara would turn into Kaguya Otsutsuki. Now Kaguya is saying that her opponents are like the reincarnates of her two sons or two grandsons. She immediately goes into her like Ten Tails form. Now Naruto then has the time to transform into a Titan. So Naruto's Attack Titan with Kurama versus Sasuke's Perfect Susanoo with Judo's Cosmo. So now they charge at Kaguya. Naruto would punch at Kaguya. Kaguya would dodge. Sasuke would swing his sword at Kaguya. Kaguya would dodge. Then she grabs both of them and throws them out of the transformations, killing them both. Then, when they open their eyes, they see they're in this dark room. Now, both of them are in the same room. They're not in separate rooms anymore. And this white man appears. And he's like, you two are the two reincarnates of myself. And I knew my mother would come back one day. So me, the Soldier 6 path, would like to grant you these abilities. And then when Naruto and Sasuke would touch his hand, they would wake back up. Now Naruto has this Soldier 6 path aura surrounding him with truth-seeking orbs. Sasuke now has the Rinnegan. Now Sasuke goes into his puppet Susanoo. Now Kaguya is still raining hair and her tin tails for him. Now Naruto would transform into a titan and then activate Kurama Link mode. So now this is basically Soldier 6 Pass, Kurama Link mode, Titan transformation Naruto. So like he has the golden aura around his titan. This titan has true seeking orbs behind it too. And he has some like the Nine Tails tails behind him. So then Naruto and Sasuke would charge at Kaguya. Naruto would swing on the Kaguya, punching her once, punching her twice. She's still in a 10-tails transformation. Then he would uppercut her up into the air. Sasuke would shoot his arrow into the ground, freaking going high above Kaguya, then kicks her in her stomach. Naruto would then grab her leg and slam her back and forth. Then both Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto would jump out the nape of his titan. Sasuke would jump out of his Susanoo, and they both touch Kaguya, shielding her. So then, the done for, and then suddenly they get teleported to the space by the Soldier 6 Pass. And basically, he's like, now, y'all may choose your own path. Now all the animations start to fade away, and like they all have their talks. Hashirama still talks to Madara, and they all fade away except for Team 7. Now Sasuke will put Sakura under a Rinnegan Genjutsu and seal all the tailed beasts. He said, meet me at the final battle. So now Naruto, he's small, and he can see the future. So, Naruto suddenly sees a glimpse. But Sasuke is in his perfect Susanoo and he absorbs all the tailed beasts. So Sasuke is at the final battle and waiting for Naruto. Now Naruto, he would turn into a titan. My bad, guys. Now Naruto, he would turn into a titan, and he would break all the Shibaku Tenseis, freeing all the tailed beasts. Then Naruto finally gets to the final battle. Sasuke notices the marks on his face, so he's like, he must have transformed into a titan. Or what? So the battle is basically the same until... My bad, I had to get into the water. So the battle is basically the same until Sasuke goes into his perfect Susanoo. Naruto would then transform into a titan, go in Soldier 6 Pass with Kurama Link mode. I don't gotta explain it, dude. So now, Sasuke was just getting absolutely bullied by this Naruto. Like, Naruto has him on the ground and he's unloading. Now, Sasuke uses his Rinnegan to swap places with like each other. So now Sasuke is on top. Now, Naruto suddenly like, I have to get a punch to get him off me. So Naruto tries to punch harder than normal. When he punches harder, ice crystals form around his fist, punching Sasuke, sending him flying. Then Naruto would jump on top of Sasuke and unload on him once again. He then would pick him up, and he would make a truth-seeking orb, tailed beast Rasen Shuriken, and he would throw Sasuke up in the air and throw it at him, basically sending Sasuke flying, like basically destroying the final valley. Sasuke is knocked out. Then Naruto sees that he's won this fight, and he goes out of his Titan transformation Kurama Link mode, Sage 6 pass mode, and picks up Sasuke. When they get there, they see Naruto holding Sasuke. Well, he absolutely rocks Sasuke. Sasuke is missing a arm and a leg. So Sakura would heal Sasuke, healing his leg and arm, not so he wouldn't lose any blood. So then everything in canon happens once again. Like Naruto, not to get me at all that, Boruto happens. But this time Sasuke will get a prostitute for his leg, but not for his arm. But yeah, that's the end of what Naruto was a Titan Shifter, part 11. So hope you guys enjoyed, and see you next time. SomeMizuGaming signing off.